So my name is Andre Kuhnemann. I work for Archiware. And since we're a sponsor, I'm supposed to sort of give like this sales marketing pitch, but I'm going to keep that very short and talk about something else while I'm up here. Just quick about the company. Founded in 2002 in Munich. We're about, well, I think we're right around 10 people. So fairly small, but we've been around for a while. Our main product is P5, the P5 product suite, which consists of an archive backup, synchronize, and a backup to go module, which does workstation backups to a central repository. Backup and archive run to tapes, disks, cloud. Synchronize and backup to go only makes sense to disk. Runs on all the major platforms.
Sorry, there's some issues back down here for some reason.
And since it runs in a web browser, the UI, it looks and feels the same across all platforms, so there's a fairly low learning curve. There's a free trial on our website. Website is listed there. There's lots more about the product, and you can look all that up on the webpage. Lots of companies we partner and work with. So this is the UI, what it looks like in a web browser. Like I said, it looks the same across all platforms. Lots of partners, and so I'm just going to skip through those. So now on to Nagios. One thing about P5 is that you have a server, and then you have multiple clients that you're trying to back up or synchronize to or from. And while the P5 server UI gives you some information about the server and a little bit less information about the clients, we don't have something that lets you like monitor multiple servers. Like I know Matt uses P5 with a lot of his customers, and he uses Watchman monitoring to check in on those servers. And so at some point I decided to play around with Nagios a little bit because it's free and has a fairly high learning curve, I found out. But once you get the hang of it, it becomes easier. Then, of course, there's Nagios XI, and that puts like a nice web-based GUI around the whole configuration, which makes it a lot easier, but it costs money. So this is the main screen. When you log into Nagios, you can see it's from 2014, the version that I'm running. So it's a bit outdated probably by now, but it still works. Just for those of you who are not familiar with it, this is like one of the machines. This is a list of all the machines. And I picked this HP 8300 to get some more detail. So here on this screen, I have all the services listed, and I picked these two machines, the HP 8300 again, which is a Linux machine, and an iMac. You can see there's a lot of information, licensing data, the maintenance agreement when it expires, the port it runs on, the version of P5 that's running on it. One is 555, the other one is 544. The build date. So you can extract lots of information out of the P5 configuration and index databases. And so drilling or just picking this 8300, you can see all that information that I extracted into Nagios over on the right. So this is the Linux machine, this is the Mac, and here's a Windows machine. And then the good thing the thing that I like about Nagios is you can group things. So if I wanted to get a list of all the machines that are running P5 and I want to find out what version is running on them, do I need to upgrade any of them, I can group them in a service group, and it gives me that list, in this case for those 3 machines. So it's not super intuitive when you set it up at first. There's all these plain text config files. This is on the client. And you have to edit these files. So here is a list of all the commands and the shell scripts that they call. Here's the folder where the actual scripts are. And then to get the information out of P5, we use SQLite to store all that information in there. And there's a command line interface that gives you some commands to extract certain pieces of information. And if there's a CLI command, I tend to use those. There isn't one to get the license bill of materials out, so I created a SQLite query and get it out that way. This is one of those CLI commands. It gives me the uptime, how long P5 has been up and running for. Here's another one that checks the P5 version that's running on that machine. And this is on the server. That's part of the script that checks that iMac AW. And it basically says use the remote plugin in RPE and check the host ID, the build, and the expiration date. And that's it. Thank you.